Okay, this was a question asked by one of our students, how to complete this solution of this equation. And I'm actually going to do it just slightly different than what the reading in the classroom did. So hoping that this will help you. As you know, you do want to use your order of operations. And somebody in the class recommended that the parentheses be simplified first, and I agree. And inside the parentheses, there are some like terms. You have this 50 and this -5, 50 minus 5. So I would recommend that that those two like terms be combined, and you actually subtract 50 minus 5, which is 45. So bring down what you've got from above, but now in the parentheses you're going to have 45 minus x. And then there's this 2 here. And the question was, what does that 2 do there in the back? And anytime that you have a number that's right up against a parenthesis, such as here, and I have to agree with one of the students that said, I'm not sure why that number's in the back. Most of our problems, you're going to see this number in the front, right in front of the parentheses. And actually, it's okay to move that number to the front if that makes it easier. But I'm going to leave it there in the back. And anytime you have a number right next to a parentheses, this means multiply. Oops, lost him. Okay, so we're actually going to multiply this 2 throughout this parentheses. Okay, and multiplication, of course, we've done parentheses. There are no exponents, so multiplication would be the next thing to do in this problem. So we're actually going to multiply that 2. And some of you may know this from other math classes as distributive property. So you may hear people say distribute the 2. So we're going to have 2x minus 5. There's this subtraction sign. We're going to have to do something with that in a minute. So I'm actually going to leave the parentheses from right here because of that subtraction. And then I'm going to multiply that 2 throughout. So 2 times 45 is 90. And then 2 times negative x is negative 2x. Okay, so that's what we got so far. Now, the reason I left the parentheses is because we're going to have to do something with this subtraction sign. It too is going to be distributed. So anytime you have a subtraction in front of a parentheses, we need to add the opposite of what's in the parentheses. We change this subtraction to addition, and then we add the opposite. And to add the opposite of what's in the parentheses means that you're going to change the signs of every term in the parentheses. So this is going to become a negative 90. So see how it started out positive. There's no sign in front of it. So now it becomes negative 90, the opposite. And then this negative 2x, because this subtraction sign can also be thought of as a negative 2. That negative 2x becomes its opposite, which is positive 2x. At this point, you can then drop these parentheses because now all we have is plus. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop those parentheses. They are gone. Matter of fact, let's erase them. That would be better. Erase the parentheses. Okay, erase, erase. All right, very good. So now, go back and bring down the 2x minus 5, okay, and the 65. All right. Now on the left, you want to add like terms. So which are the like terms? The 2x and the other 2x, those are like. And the negative 5 and the negative 90, those are alike. So 2x plus 2x is 4x. Negative 5 plus negative 90 is negative 95. And that equals 65. Okay, so now remember, we're solving for x, so we need to isolate x. X has to be on its own, isolate. So at this point, we need to move over this term that does not have an x. We need to move it over to this side. And the way to do that is to add the opposite. We need to add a 95 here so that this ends up being 0. You see, we want these to go away, so this has to be 0. But in an equation, when you do something to one side of the equation, like we did over here where we added 95, we have to do it as well to the other side to keep things balanced, okay? So now I'm gonna bring down the 4x. This is 0, right? That's 0, 0. So that's gone. Equals, bringing down the equals. And now we're going to add 65 plus 95, which is going to give us 160. Okay, so now we're almost done because now to get this x by itself, we just need to get rid of this 4. This 4 is in the way. And this is 4 times x. It's multiplied. So to move it over to the other side, the 4, we need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is divide. So we're going to divide this side by 4. And whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So divide that side by 4. So now here, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So here we have 1x, which is x. And then 4 divided into 160 is 40. So your final answer for x is 40. I hope that helps.